Good morning, everyone. This is State Climatologist Gary McManus with your Mesonet Weather Report. Well, it's been cold, it's been dry, and you know what that means, a new drought monitor map. Good or bad? Let's take a look. Well, we actually saw a little bit of improvement on the drought monitor. It's not a lot, but at least it wasn't for the worse. So those improvements really came across central and up into north central Oklahoma, over into northeastern Oklahoma, where those rains fell previously over the last couple of weeks. Not this week, of course, because we were dry, and we can see that on the latest consecutive days with less than a quarter inch of rainfall map from the Oklahoma Mesonet. We're now up to about 15 days, and again, this was as of Wednesday, so you know, that's going to extend a little bit longer than that. So we're getting close to 3 weeks again without significant rainfall over at least much of the state. And of course, that leads to, if not worsening drought conditions, no improvements like we saw this week. How about that 30-day rainfall map? Well, this does include those rains that fell previously, at least prior to that 15-day period. But you know, you can see from southwestern Oklahoma up through north central Oklahoma, lots of those blue colors. Those are less than an inch generally. And we also have lots of those light greens, less than 1.5 inches. So those are the areas over the last 30 days that just haven't seen enough relief, at least not enough to see vast improvements on the drought monitor. And when we get to southwest Oklahoma, it actually made things worse, of course. We can look at the departure from normal rainfall map from that same 30-day period. This goes from November 9th through December 9th. We do see generally deficits over much of the state. We do see some surpluses up in the northwestern Oklahoma and the Panhandle and down in southeastern Oklahoma, but by and large about 1/2 inch to 1 inch below normal for that last 30-day period. This shows up much better on the percent of normal rainfall map from that 30-day period, where you can see those dark reds and the oranges and even the yellows that are less than 75%. And when you get to the oranges and the reds, those are less than 50 to down to less than 25% of normal. In other words, just really dry over that 30-day period. We need those improvements on the drought monitor map, especially in these places where we are seeing those big time deficits at least over that last 30-day period. And of course, some of these deficits extend much farther back, especially across southwestern Oklahoma. So it's been cold, it's been dry. What do we see for the next couple of weeks? Well, unfortunately, we do see that increased odds of above normal temperatures for next week from the Climate Prediction Center's outlook. It doesn't say how much above normal, but it's not going to be just a couple of degrees above normal from the looks of the forecast. Probably into the 50s and 60s as we go through that time frame. That's not good for drought. We do want it to be colder to keep some of those stresses on the soil moisture down a little bit. And of course, the big thing would be the precipitation outlook. And unfortunately, we do see increased odds of below normal precipitation for the entire state, but especially far northwestern Oklahoma and the Panhandle. I guess the good news in this map is those are the areas that can at least handle some deficits going forward, because they've had the best rain over the last 30 to 60 days. So it's been cold, now it's going to be warm again, probably going to be windy. It would be nice to get some rain here to get some more improvements on that drought monitor map. That's it for this time. We'll see you next time on the Mesonet Weather Report.